We got a call from Glacier Bank yesterday morning concerning a vehicle that was going through their drive-through attempting to cash a stolen check belonging to one of their customers. We get there, the vehicle is still in the drive-through. At this time, we speak to the driver of the vehicle and also a passenger. There's a female driver and a male passenger in the vehicle. In doing so, we determined that the check that she was trying to cash was in fact stolen, and that so she was charged with possession of stolen property. During the search of the vehicle, we also located some drug paraphernalia and other items in the vehicle. She was also charged with those items also.
I see. And the gal, she was with somebody too? Or?
She was with a male. He was also charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. He was not charged with any possession of stolen property.
Could you talk about, sometimes you don't, usually if it's like a stolen check, they'll like drive away or leave or get scared or something, but you actually caught these people.
Well, yeah, that's credit to the bank also. I mean, the bank alerted us to the check. They were alerted that the check was stolen, so instead of going back out to the vehicle, they called us first, and we were able to catch them while they're still trying to complete the transaction on the stolen checks.
And it's important to report if your checks are stolen, to report it, because had they not been reported.
Oh yeah, it's really important to report anything stolen, such as your credit cards or checks, because of identity theft and stuff like that. That if they're not reported stolen, the bank won't know that they're stolen, so they were not able to give us the information. Plus, it protects you. If you report them stolen, you have a possibility of getting your money back from the bank.
Were these checks reported stolen?
They were.
That's why they knew.
They were reported stolen to us and to the bank.
And you believe the checks were stolen when, about?
I think, looking at the reports, I believe they were stolen on August 4th out of a vehicle parked at the Carper King lot.
So it could be like a bigger thing than just this one check, because 4 other checks were.
Other checks belonging to the victim of the theft from the Carper King were cashed in local businesses in Butte. So yeah, we're looking at video from those businesses to determine who else may be involved in the theft and the forgeries.
And they also had a lot of drug paraphernalia, no actual drugs. And she seemed like she was on drugs. Could you talk about how she seemed that made them get the DRE?
Well, during our investigation, it was determined that she was possibly under the influence of a stimulant, possibly methamphetamine. And during that investigation, she was cited for DUI, and she consented to take a blood test at that time. We did bring a drug recognition expert in to test her for that. We also located some baggies, a syringe, and a scale inside the vehicle that is normally used for either purchase or sale of methamphetamine.
And can you talk a little bit about how methamphetamine use is driving these kinds of crimes in Butte?
Yeah. Methamphetamine use and other drug use does usually drive small petty thefts, crimes of either checks or breaking into vehicles and stealing items that they can pawn in local pawn shops, or just going in purses and looking for money. So it is important that you do lock your vehicles up and remove your valuables from your vehicles. You're a victim. You're still a victim whether you lock your vehicle or not, but it helps prevent the crime a little bit if you do lock up your vehicles and remove your items.
And do you guys think that you sort of stopped a distributor? I mean, they had a lot of baggies and stuff.
I don't know if there were distributors or if they're bags that maybe that they had just purchased and have used recently also. So she admitted to using recently methamphetamine. So she just may be a user to it, not a person who sells them.
But why would you have scales and scissors and
just
spoons?
to make sure you're getting the proper amount. The spoons are used for melting the methamphetamine down, basically, to be able to inject it.
Okay. I didn't have that she admitted to using meth.
Yeah, she had admitted using meth earlier, but we did the DRE and the blood test just to make sure.
Okay.
And these are Amy Smith and
Chad Willis.
And Chad Willis, yeah.
And
Mr. Willis was only charged with possession of drug paraphernalia.
oh, okay.
could you talk about, how you guys are trying to put a stop to forgeries and drug, like paraphernalia like this?
Well, it's like I said earlier, it is tied. There are thefts, small thefts, and petty thefts, and burglaries are tied to drug use in the country, basically. And, you know, we'd love to put a stop to completely, but we know that drug use drives a lot of these crimes. And if we can even put, you know, some small users in jail and maybe use them to get to their sources and stuff, we can make bigger bust, but that's how the drug system works.